Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And today our question comes to us from Red Dragon. And Red Dragon writes to say that he has become interested in the use of runes for divination. And he would like to know more about the origin of runes, the history of runes, and the use of runes, and can I comment upon this? And indeed I can. And the first thing I want to comment upon is the word rune itself. And today the term rune is used in most circles almost exclusively to refer to the ancient Germanic alphabet, sometimes also called Futhark. However, the term rune can be used in a wider sense for any kind of magical marking, and you'll find particularly in older works that this has often been the case. And so the term rune can be used in a wider sense than just the Futhark, which is one of the reasons why there is a term Futhark. And the Futhark is an ancient Germanic alphabet which has many different variations. There's not just one of them, there are at least 20 different variations, and some of them vary quite widely. And the runes were used by Germanic peoples, but also occasionally by Celtic peoples in later periods as these two peoples mixed and interacted with one another, because it was a practical system. And in the ancient world, runes were often used for magic. In fact, they were considered to be inherently magical. The legend ran that Odin hung himself from the Tree of Life for 9 days in return for receiving the runes. And this is Yggdrasil, the Germanic Tree of Life. And the runes themselves, again, were inherently magical. It wasn't only that you could do magic with them, they were in and of themselves magical, and each one has its own individual meaning. And they were widely used to do magic, and most runic inscriptions have a magical component, though not all. Although an argument could be made that even those that are purely to record a particular incident or piece of history were also magically intended to preserve the memory of it, and that the people who did it may have considered that to be magic in itself, but you often definitely do see them used in ways that are meant to be specifically and explicitly magical. What they were not used for in the ancient world was divination. Divination was certainly practiced by Germanic peoples, but runes were not used for that, they were used for active magic. In the modern world, however, it has become fashionable and very widespread to use runes for divination, and there's not a thing in the world wrong with that. Magic is a living, growing, evolving thing. Paganism is a living, growing, evolving thing. We are not a fly in amber. No one of us as individuals, nor all of us as a community, are a fly in amber. Our customs change and evolve. So I see nothing at all wrong with using runes for divination. I see nothing wrong with the addition of a blank rune if you want. Although certainly there was no historical blank rune, because there could not be, because they were not used for divination. But in modern times it's been very common to not only use them for divination, but to include a blank one, which is meant to say, be still and wait on the will of the gods. So these are some of the features of runes, and I think that if you use them, you'll find them fascinating. And I would say you don't let people tell you there's a right way or a wrong way, because again, we're a living, growing movement, and do what works. And do what works for you. So those are my thoughts on the matter. I hope you find them interesting, and until next time, may you blessed be.